It's actually a pretty simple process. So we make use of stem cells. Stem cells are sitting in the body of a cow, in its muscle, and they're basically sitting there doing nothing, waiting to repair tissue when it's injured. And when it's injured, these guys come in, they start to proliferate, they start to divide, which they're very good at, and then they start to form tissue, which they're also very good at, in this case, muscle tissue. They can do that inside of the body, but they can also do that outside of the body. And that's exactly what we're doing. We take those stem cells out, we let them proliferate, we let them form tissue, and then we basically harvest the tissue and make a hamburger out of it. When we grow this meat in the lab, we don't use antibiotics. There's no antibiotics involved, which is, I think, a prerequisite, to be honest. And the other thing which is interesting, once you have accepted this whole idea, you can think, oh, what else can we do? Can we actually improve this? Can we make it a healthier product? Because we know there are health issues with eating too much meat, specifically cardiovascular disease and increased risk for colorectal cancer. And especially the cardiovascular disease come from saturated fatty acids. And we can tell our fat cells by just feeding them the right thing to make more omega-3 fatty acids. They can do that. And then you can make a hamburger that's healthier for you. This technology that I've been talking about is perfectly suited to make small pieces of muscle fiber, if you like. So suitable for a hamburger or for pizza meat or for any of that minced meat. In order to make a ribeye or a T-bone steak or a filet mignon, which you actually need to do because hamburgers are basically a byproduct of those larger pieces. So you need to do that, but that requires additional technology. And there are three things basically. One is that you need to impose a larger 3D structure on your cells so that they actually grow in one direction and in a specific format. And that you can do through 3D printing, for instance, 3D printing of the biomaterials, but also of the cells themselves. The second is that you need to grow fat tissue and muscle tissue at the same time in one sort of configuration. We know how to do that, but we still have to do it. And the third thing is that you need to create a channel and perfusion system to get oxygen and nutrients sort of evenly distributed through the tissue. That's why you and I have blood vessels, but we don't make blood vessels here because we don't have blood. But we do need to make that channel system. And that's something that in the medical application of this is done constantly. So we will have to apply this for making ribeyes and filet mignons and T-bone steaks. For T-bone steaks, of course, you also need bone, but I'm not sure we're going to do that, but we could if we needed to. So this is a new technology, and every technology has the danger in it that it transforms jobs, and this is not different from that. And the two large job categories that I can see are going to be affected by this are the feed producers, which is a huge industry, and farmers, specifically livestock farmers. And yes, that will change. It will gradually change so that they have time to adapt. And in my mind, farmers are entrepreneurs. They will adapt if they get the time to do that and the chance to do that. And then they will, if they see, oh, I no longer can grow livestock, they will grow something else to extract value from the land. For the feed producers, it's pretty similar. We need feedstock to feed those cells. And if the feed producers are willing and able, and I think they're able, if they're willing to transform their industry and make the feed a little bit finer and a little bit higher quality so that our cells can actually eat it, then they're fine.